Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on June 1st, 2022 in Chennai, India.
Pangum Langayate Girim Shri Gurum Dīnatarinam Shri Caitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Continuing the Caitanya Leela compilation, the chapter A Dog is Lost on the Way to Nīlācala, under the section Srila Rupa Goswami's second meeting with the Lord. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 1.17.
শিবানন্দের ভগবত ভক্ত কুকুরের বৃত্তান্ত। এক কুকুর চলে শিবানন্দ শনে, বক্স দিয়া লইয়া চলে করিয়া পালনে।
While going to Jagannath Puri, Shivananda Sen allowed a dog to go with him. He supplied it food to eat and maintained it. Since Shivananda Sen was a pure Vaishnava,
anyone who showed some enthusiasm for worshiping Lord Chaitanya, he accepted.
anyone who showed some enthusiasm from worshipping Lord Chaitanya, he accepted it.
And since the dog was following the devotees,
And since the dog was following the devotees,
so Shivananda Sen took him along.
so Shivananda Sen took him along.
Even to the extent of saying some of the fairy others asked for money for the dog. The fairy owners asked for money for the dog.
He was?
The fairy owners
The fairy owners
asked for money
asked for money
to ferry the dog.
to ferry the dog.
Shivananda Sen paid his ferry charges.
And Shivananda Sen paid his ferry charges. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.1. A foreigner enters. Foreigner. I heard that like every year at the time of the Ratha Yatra festival, Advait Acharya and the devotees in Bengal go to see Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya. An associate of the Lord named Shivananda, as a leader, leads these devotees and even the Chandalas by maintaining and protecting them from the toll collectors who are like thorns on the highway. Therefore, I will look for him so that I can go with him.
Shivananda Sena became famous
Shivananda Sen became famous
for taking the devotees safely to Nīlācala.
for taking the devotees safely to Nīlācala.
And this foreign devotee, he also wanted to take advantage of Shivananda Sen joining a group.
So the foreign devotee also wanted to take advantage of Shivananda Sen's group. He takes a few steps. I see a gentleman ahead. Let me ask him. He approaches. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.2. Enters Advaita's servant named Gandharva. One time the Lord spoke to the devotees headed by Advaita Acharya, who had come to see his lotus feet. O Acharya, O most intelligent, learned one, hear what I speak about the activities of Jagannath. Jagannath is always the shelter of all the rasas. He goes to Gundicha for special pastimes. There is an attractive flower garden on either side of the path going to Gundicha. Know that it particularly gives remembrance of Vrindavan. Going to the Gundicha hall, Jagannath stays and performs pastimes there for 9 days.
So, whole Rath Yatra festival lasts for 9 days.
So the Rath Yatra festival lasts for 9 days.
One day, flying, then Lord Jagannath stays with his brother and sister in Gundicha.
One day going, and then Lord Jagannath stays with his brother and sister in Gundicha.
And then one day coming back.
And then one day coming back.
So that's 9 days in total.
So that's 9 days in total. Every year you should all come to see this great festival, rare even for the Devatas to see. Mahaprabhu, the ocean of mercy, in this way, on the pretext of Rath Yatra, allowed the devotees to see his own pastimes. Thus, from that time onwards, there would eagerly come to see Gaurachandra at the time of Rath Yatra every year.
Felt great separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Devotees of Bengal felt great separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
They also go to Nīlācala and have this association for 4 months. Great mercy.
So to be able to go to Jagannath Puri and have his association for 4 months was a great mercy.
And other devotees wanted to go to see Lord Chaitanya.
And many devotees wanted to go to see Lord Chaitanya.
One blind devotee and the Rajapur wanted to go.
One fine devotee in One blind devotee in Rajapur wanted to go.
But no one wanted to take the responsibility of a blind man walking 500 kilometers.
But no one would take the responsibility of a blind man walking 500 kilometers to Jagannath Puri.
Lord Jagannath appeared in the Ganges, and that's last time is displayed in the temple at Rajapur.
And then Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadra appeared in the Ganges, and that pastime is explained in the Rajapur temple. How can hundreds of Brihaspatis describe these devotees who came to see Lord Gauranga every year? I will describe how they went there one time with constant eagerness to give a general idea. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.10. I will describe how they went there one time with constant eagerness to give a general idea. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.11. Advaita Acharya and Srivas with many people were eager to go 1 year. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.12. In Vaishakha month, with the Malya wind blowing, with the chirping of cuckoos and humming of bees, they decided to go. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.13 to 14. Srivas, full of joy, his heart soft with affection for Lord Gaurachandra, spoke to Vasudev Datta and Shivananda Sen, giving their hearts joy. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.15. Find out the day of Rath Yatra and decide what day is most suitable for us to depart for Puri. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.16. Having fixed the day of going, they all with great longing and desire went to Navadvip. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.17. The great devotees saw Sachi, the form of Vishnu Bhakti, mother of the whole universe. Caitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.18. Staying there a few days, with bliss and affection, they went to see Advaita Acharya, who was filled with longing. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.19. He said in a sweet voice, "The day of departure that is suitable for you is suitable for me also."
All the devotees in the area nowadays are very eager and longing to see Lord Gaurachandra.
So all the devotees in Navadvip were very eagerly longing to see Lord Gaurachandra.
And prepare the day they will go depart to go to Puri to see the Lord.
They prepared the day they would go to Puri to see the Lord.
And so they're going as a big group.
So they are going as a big group. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.20. They danced and sang happily, blissful with affection for Lord Gauranga's lotus feet. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.21. Advaita, the greatest mountain range of rasa for bhakti pastimes, also departed in great happiness.
On this 1 year, Advaita Acharya and his followers and family members also went to Jayapatākā.
So this 1 year, Advaita Acharya and all his family members also went to Jagannath Puri.
A very large group that went under the care of Shivananda Sena.
So a big large group went under the care of Shivananda Sena. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.2. Gandharva, I have been ordered by Lord Advaita thus, the auspicious time for going to Purushottama Kshetra has come. We will go quickly. Now you tell Shivananda Sen that he should decide a day for travel and write to us. Since we want to travel with him, he should tell us when we should go and meet him beforehand in order to travel together with him in the journey. Let me go. He walks.
Now, Advaita and all his followers, they want to go with Shivananda Sen together.
So Advaita Acharya and all his followers wanted to go with Shivananda Sen together.
Lord Chaitanya had been traveling for a long time to Vrindavan and coming back.
Lord Chaitanya had been traveling long time to Vrindavan and had been coming back.
Now that he had reached so the devotees were eager to see him.
Now that he had reached, the devotees were eager to see him. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.3. Foreigner approaching. Brother, where are you going? Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.4. Gandharva repeats Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.2. I have been ordered by Lord Advaita thus. The auspicious time for going to Purushottama Kshetra has come. We will go quickly. Now you tell Shivananda Sen that he should decide a day for travel and write to us. Since we want to travel with him, he should tell us when we should go and meet him beforehand in order to travel together with him in the journey. So this verse has been repeated.
It shows how everyone was eager to see Lord Chaitanya.
And everyone was eager to see Lord Chaitanya.
How Advaita Acharya next year decided to go with the group.
And how Advaita Acharya this year decided to go with the group. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.22. Haridas, absorbed in the great ocean of bhakti pastimes, was like a great mountain which had sunk in an ocean. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.23. Extracting kirtan glorifying the Lord's qualities from the great ocean continually, he agreed with great desire to go to Puri.
So, many devotees are all united to go to Jagannath.
So many devotees, they all were united to go to Jagannath Puri.
Haridas, being a non-Hindu, part of a non-Hindu family, was not able to enter the Jagannath Puri temple.
Haridas, being a non-Hindu, born in a non-Hindu family, would not be able to enter the Jagannath Puri temple.
But still, he was eager to go to see Lord Chaitanya.
But still, he was eager to go to see Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.24. Haridasa and other great devotees, putting Advaita and Srivasa in front, happily proceeded to Puri. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.25. Vasudeva Datta and Shivananda Sen, with great affection, happily went with them. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.26. The younger brother of Srivas, Sri Rama, who controlled Lord Gauranga by his singing at all times, also went. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.27 to 28. Mukunda, pure, affectionate, most dear to the Lord, sweet, peaceful, mild speaking, and very soft, joyfully went with Murari Gupta, an ocean of Prema Bhakti.
Every one of these devotees who went are themselves oceans of Prema Bhakti.
Every one of these devotees who went were in themselves the ocean of Prem Bhakti.
Like a river underneath the ocean, they are going to see Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
A river will meet the ocean. They are going to see Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Hari Bol. Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya 14.29. These devotees, trembling with prema for Lord Gauranga's lotus feet, joyfully went while chanting the Lord's name and qualities. Chaitanya Chandroday Natak 10.5. Foreigner, jubilant, he says to himself, that which I heard is true. Still, I will ask him openly, brother, does Shivananda give protection to one unacquainted with and lead him to Purushottama Kshetra? Chaitanya Chandroday Natak 10.6. Gandharva, brother, Shivananda Sen even protected a dog and led it to Purushottama Kshetra. What to speak of a human being? Chaitanya Chandroday Natak 10.7. Foreigner, brother, how is that?
The foreigner wanted to hear how Shivananda Sena took even a dog.
So, a foreigner wanted to hear how Shivananda Sen even took a dog.
Normally, in India, dogs are not very well situated.
Normally, in India, dogs are not very well situated.
People don't think much of dogs.
People don't think much of dogs.
Like the West.
Unlike the West.
So what? And this dog showed some enthusiasm to all who tunnel boy with the devotees. Shivananda Sen took him.
Now, as this dog showed some enthusiasm to go to Jagannath Puri with the devotees, Shivananda Sen took him.
That story will be mentioned, but even low-born people, he would take anyone if they were eager to worship Lord Chaitanya.
That story will be mentioned later, but even low-born people, he would take them if they were eager to worship Lord Chaitanya. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 1.18.
একদিন এক স্থানে নদী পার হইতে উড়িয়া নাবিক কুকুর নাচরায় নৌকাতে।
One day, when they needed to cross a river, an Orisian boatman would not allow the dog to get in the boat. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 1.19.
কুকুর রহিলা শিবানন্দ দুঃখী হইলা 10 পণ করি দিয়া কুকুরে পার কইলা।
Shivananda Sen, unhappy that the dog had to stay behind, paid the boatman 10 pana of conch shells to take the dog across the river. Purport. 1 pana is 8 kadis or small 80 kadis or small conch shell. Formerly, even 50 or 60 years ago, there was no paper currency in India. Coins were generally made not of base metal but of gold, silver and copper. In other words, the medium of exchange was really something valuable. 4 pieces of kadi made one ganda and 20 such gandas equaled 1 pana. In this kadi was also used as a medium of exchange. Therefore, Shivananda Sen paid for the dog with dashapana or 80 times 10 pieces of kadi. In those days, 1 paisa was also subdivided into small conch shells. But at the present moment, the prices for commodities have gone so high that there is nothing one can get in exchange for only 1 paisa. With 1 paisa in those days, however, one could purchase sufficient vegetables to provide for a whole family. Even 30 years ago, vegetables were occasionally so inexpensive that 1 paisa's worth could provide for a whole family for a whole day.
How many paisa is a aluminum coin
Normally, paisa is an aluminum coin.
at the present time. At the present time.
At the present time.
Here, on those days, copper, silver, and gold were used for the coins.
We hear that how in those days copper, silver and gold were used as coins.
And how with 1 paisa, one could feed the whole family for a day.
And how 1 paisa could feed the whole family for a day.
Now 1 paisa can't buy anything.
Now 1 paisa you can't get anything.
I saw a paisa, 1 paisa,
I saw a paisa, 1 paisa
in Jayapataka.
in Mayapur.
Well, give it to the deity.
People give it to the deity.
You can't spend it on anything.
But you can't split it in anything.
He was paying a huge amount to saying that to cross the dog or the river.
Anyway, he was paying a huge amount to the ferryman to cross the dog over the river. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 1.20.
একদিন শিবানন্দে ঘাটিতে রহিলা কুকুরকে ভাত দিতে সেবক পাশরিলা।
One day, while Shivananda Sen was detained by a tollman, his servant forgot to give the dog its cooked rice. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 1.21.
রাত্রে আসি শিবানন্দ ভোজনের কালে কুকুর পাইয়াছে ভাত সেবকে পুছিলে।
At night, when Shivananda Sen returned and was taking his meal, he inquired from the servant whether the dog had gotten its meals. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 1.22.
কুকুর নাহি পায় ভাত শুনি দুঃখী হইলা কুকুর চাহিতে 10 মনুষ্য পাঠাইলা
When he learnt that the dog had not been supplied food in his absence, he was very unhappy. He then immediately sent 10 men to find the dog.
Shivananda Sena took such care of the people in his party.
Shivananda Sen took such care of people in his party.
Since the dog was now part of his party, he took extreme care of the dog.
Now, since the dog was part of his party, he took extreme care for his dog.
What to speak of the men in his party, in the dog was cared for by him.
What to speak of a man in his party, even the dog was cared by him. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 1.23.
চাহিয়া না পাইল কুকুর লোক সবাইলা দুঃখী হইয়া শিবানন্দ উপবাস কইলা
When the men returned without success, Shivananda Sen became very unhappy and fasted for the night.
It shows how Shivananda Sena cared for the people in his party.
This shows that how Shivananda Sen cared for the people in his party.
In the dog, received such care and consideration.
That even a dog received such care and consideration. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 1.24.
প্রভাতে কুকুর চাহি কাহা না পাইল সকল বৈষ্ণবের মনে চমৎকার হইল
In the morning, they looked for the dog, but it could not be found anywhere. All the Vaishnavas were astonished. Purport: Shivananda Sen's attachment to the dog was a great boon for that animal. The dog appears to have been a street dog. Since it naturally began to follow Shivananda Sen while he was going to Jagannath Puri with his party, he accepted it into his party and maintained it the same way he was maintaining the other devotees. It appears that although on the occasion the dog was not allowed to aboard a boat, Shivananda did not leave the dog behind, but paid more money just to induce the boatman to take the dog across the river. Then, when the servant forgot to feed the dog and the dog disappeared, Shivananda, being very anxious, sent 10 men to find it. When they could not find it, Shivananda observed a fast. Thus, it appears that somehow or other, Shivananda had become attached to the dog. As will be evident from the following verses, the dog got the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and was immediately promoted to Vaikuntha to become an eternal devotee. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has therefore sung Tumi ta Thakura Tomara Kukura Baliya Janaha More. Sharnagati, verse 19. He thus offers to become a dog of the Vaishnava. There are many other instances in which the pet animal of a Vaishnava was delivered back home to Vaikuntha Loka, back to Godhead. Such is the benefit of somehow or other becoming the favorite of a Vaishnava. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also sung Kita Janma Ha U How Yatha Tuya Dasa, Sharnagati 11. There is no harm in taking birth again and again. Our only desire should be to take birth under the care of a Vaishnava. Fortunately, we have the opportunity to be born of a Vaishnava father who took care of us very nicely. He prayed to Srimati Radharani that in the future we would become a servant of the eternal consort of Sri Kṛṣṇa. Thus, somehow or other, we are now engaged in that service. We may conclude that even as dogs, we must take shelter of a Vaishnava. The benefit will be the same as that which accrues to an advanced devotee under a Vaishnava's care.
So said, any sadhu would visit his father's house.
Srila Prabhupada said that many sadhus would visit to his father's house.
And his father would ask, please bless my son.
And his father would ask them, please bless my son,
that he may be get the mercy of Radharani.
that he gets the mercy of Srimati Radharani.
So, being a son of a Vaishnava parent is a great benediction.
So, being a son of a Vaishnava parent is a great benediction. Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak 10.8 Gandharva. 1 year before Lord Chaitanya went to Mathura, more than thousands of devotees were travelling to Purukṣottama Kshetra. A spontaneous desire arose even in a certain dog to travel to Purushottama and thus came near Shivananda. Seeing the Lord coming with him and following, Shivananda began to look after it. Carefully arranging residence, and at the meal time he fed the dog, not with leftovers, but with food specially cooked for it. When the travellers had to take a ferry across the river, Shivananda paid boatmen separate fare to carry the dog. In this way, the dog followed Shivananda every day. Then one day, when the journey was already 3/4 over, Shivananda's servant forgot to give the dog its food. Later, not seeing the dog, Shivananda, filled with regret, thinking, "Alas, today my dog was not fed," and personally went here and there, calling out the dog's name, but could not find it anywhere. All the way to Purukṣottama Kshetra, Shivananda could not find the dog. In his heart, he became filled with grief.
So he had accepted the dog. Srila accepted the dog as part of his party.
So Shivananda Sen had accepted the dog as part of his party.
Having lost the dog, he felt like that.
And having lost the dog, he felt very bad. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 1.25
উৎকণ্ঠায় চলি সবে আইলা নীলাচলে পূর্ববৎ মহাপ্রভু মিলিলা সকলে.
Thus, in great anxiety, they all walked to Jagannath Puri, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them as usual.
He sent all the devotees minus the dog. They entered Nīlācala and saw Lord Chaitanya.
So Shivananda Sen and all the devotees who managed the dog, they went to Nīlācala and met Lord Chaitanya.
Lord Chaitanya of the devotees was a very joyful occasion.
Lord Chaitanya's meeting with the devotees was a very joyful occasion.
And the devotees were overwhelmed with Kṛṣṇa prema ecstasy.
And the devotees were overwhelmed with Kṛṣṇa prema ecstasy. To be united with the Lord who was more dear to them than their life air. Thus ends the chapter entitled A Dog is Lost on the Way to Nīlācala, under the section Srila Rupa Goswami's second meeting with the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. And don't forget to like and share our channel.